Hello and welcome back to my channel. Good news, I managed to pay off half my rent. That's the universal symbol of half, apparently. Thanks to you guys. So that's given me some breathing space. More good news, I've got an interview on Thursday, so that's good. What else? There was other good news. I bought myself some healthy food as well. Like, paid off a bit of my credit card, bought myself some healthy food. The instant ramen was actually killing me, like literally killing me. I could feel it inside my stomach. It was starting to hurt. That's garbage, that stuff. Should have known better. Should have just bought vegetables. But so easy to make. The bad news is still haven't been for a run. Excuse me. And I stayed up all night watching crime documentaries. One was called The Jinx, about a guy called something, Bobby Durst. Is that his name? Bobby Durst? Robert Durst? Yeah, that was crazy. And I thought I'd finished, and then it turned out there was a season 2. So stayed up all night watching that. And then I just watched one called, because that's quite a famous one, but I watched this other one, which is only 2 episodes, and it's pretty dark, actually, pretty messed up, but definitely like relevant, modern time, to do with modern technology, social media, entertainment, all that stuff, SSRIs, you name it, called I Love You, Now Die. And now I'm about to watch one called Capturing the Freedmans, but I thought I would make this video now. It's only 2:10, but I think I'm going to fall asleep quite soon, so I figured I'd make the video now and schedule it to go out at, let's say, 5 p.m, maybe 5:30, maybe experiment with the times a little bit. Today, let's talk about MvCI. So last time we were looking through some of my older videos, and I went to E3 in 2017 for the launch of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That was, of course, a very well documented and disastrous launch. What do I remember about it? Little details that might be interesting. I remember bumping into L.I. Joe in the queue, and we were trying to get in there with a media pass or whatever. I think he got in before me. I got in. It was all good. Even though I seem to remember there being some big issue over the fact that Capcom had started to use influencers but wasn't totally transparent about it. At least that's what it looked like to me. And I remember there was a photo of like brand guidelines in the background of, I don't know, like, but from the people who weren't involved in that, and were good at fighting games, the general consensus was that the actual game itself at the time was fun and really, really good. And I played it and I had a lot of fun, but I'm not an expert. But the UX was terrible, the UI was terrible, and the graphics were absolutely bloody appalling. And it just was a terrible launch. I thought they were going to learn from Street Fighter 5. Obviously, they didn't have enough time to do that. And also the character roster was missing all of the X-Men and all that stuff. So, yeah, it was just a disaster all around, really. Good day, though. I quite enjoyed it. The Capcom people looked after me. I think it was John was there, and he got me set up with F-Champ, which was nice. And then these were 2 of my favorite, I wouldn't say they were 2 of my favorite interviews, although I had a lot of fun. There were 2 of my favorite people, in the sense that, like, these were people I wanted to interview. Alex Valle, obviously, you know, just the history that guy has, Mr. Street Fighter himself, you know, just totally enamored. And I think I probably in that video talked about his first meeting with Daigo, which is just legendary, and that video obviously exists on YouTube. We'll talk about that more in another video. and then of course talking to Sajam. Now Sajam, I had met him a number of years previously at Evo. So I had sort of met him when he was sort of like less well known, and then sort of I've seen his growth, you know, throughout the years, and now he's just like huge deal, right? He's a huge streamer, huge everything, but he deserves it. He's a really, really, really smart guy. Always had a lot of time for me. I mean, it's funny, you know, because I interviewed him, but like, I used to have conversations. Well, I remember this. He probably won't, but because he was at so many events. I was at far fewer events than him, but I always remember having conversations with him and thinking that was a good conversation. Yeah, because that's what he does. You know, I'm sure he's great with everyone. And he's certainly great as a commentator, and always wanting to learn and do great things for the community and so on and so on. Don't have enough good things to say about him, really. But the interview, I think, if I remember rightly, there was a couple of things that stood out to me. One was when I went into the editing. When I went into editing, every time I did this, which I did a lot, he also did this, but he was looking at the camera. So I'm not sure if he was doing it like to take the piss or not, but since I controlled the edit, I made sure that that was kept to a minimum. But it was, you know, it's funny anyway. But he plays with his hair all the time anyway, so whatever. But I did do that a lot. And then the other thing is, I think he missed his plane. I don't know. You'd have to confirm that with him. But I think I kept him too long, and he was like rushing to get his plane, and he missed his plane. So to me, that's like a I wear that like a badge of honor, if it is indeed true, because my memory is a bit hazy. So there was, yeah, I guess I did a bunch of other stuff, and then before we get into Evo, this is when Evo first paid me. That was the only time they paid me. But I rescued this footage from somewhere which I couldn't find anywhere, which is where Takedo says what I thought were amazing and famous words. I body him. Maybe it was a Red Bull tournament or something. Red Bull generally don't let you keep their content up, but they let me this time. I can't remember where I got it from, the footage. I think it was in the dark depths of YouTube somewhere, but it was like some foreign language channel or stream or something. I don't know. But yeah, 2017 was good times. And then at Evo, Mr. Tom Cannon, who is actually the first interview here, paid for me to be there and paid me a wage, you know. So it was a day rate. I think I got paid the expenses for the flight and the hotel, although I can't 100% remember, but it was a day rate, and it was a good one, and it was like one of those few times where I thought, maybe I can make this work. And a few more of those things started to happen towards the end before COVID hit, you know, and then I sort of just, you know, the rest is history, really, and not a wonderful history in terms of falling a little bit out of love with fighting games. But god damn, I worked my ass off, and maybe we'll talk about some of these interviews, because some of them were quite fun, and some of them were quite random, because some of these games I really had no idea what I was doing, like Tempo for Smash. Like, I was clueless on that one, that's for sure. Anyway, if you have any more crime documentaries, put them down below, because I'm definitely getting back into the crime documentaries. It's likely I've seen most of what you will tell me, because I love crime documentaries, or documentaries that just have a lot of twists and turns. Doesn't necessarily have to be crime completely. So put that down below for sure. Thank you for watching as ever, and I will see you in the next video, which I do not know what that will be about yet, but we might carry on doing some Street Fighter / FGC type stuff. See you next time.